Jai Ma. Today is the 9th day of Navaratri, and Navaratri means the 9 nights, so this is the conclusion of my 9-part series about the festival. And my intent overall was to give you some informations and lessons and mudra and mantra practices so that you could learn a bit more about the Divine Feminine, because living and studying all of the philosophy of yoga is a very important part of my own personal practice, and I wanted to share what I love. I will say that this video series is very much from a Western perspective. I am an American, and so this series has been based on what I have learned and what has been important to me. I note that I did not include a lesson about Lakshmi, but I hope that I can in the future create some future videos. Maybe I'll include information about the gods and goddesses, even the goddesses I covered in this series, but from a different perspective, not just the Devi Mahatmyam, because there are a lot of Purana stories about the gods and goddesses that are not just related to this epic battle against evil. I do just want to say that I chose to share about the goddess and about Durga and Navaratri because learning about the Divine Feminine really did change my life, and I wanted to share that information with you in the hopes that it might help you in some way. And this video series was my celebration of Navaratri this year because I didn't offer an in-person class this year for Navaratri. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Shakti and how Shakti really is universal. Shakti is feminine in nature, but really truly beyond the human concept of gender. Shakti is considered to be the creator and the destroyer, and she's in nature, but really Shakti is everywhere. And more above all of that, Shakti is within us all. Elements of the divine are within all of us. The compassion, the love, the creativity, the rage, and the power. They're all within all of us, and that is part of what that chant that I sang a few days earlier is about. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. It's all in us, this beautiful divine element of Shakti. So part of why I build relationships with the deities is so that I can start to build some of my relationships within myself with these elements of the divine as well. And although I'm an American teacher, this is my perspective, I would be very curious to hear what other resources have been helpful to you, whether you're American or wherever you're from, if you happen to be watching these videos. I would just like to learn what resources have been helpful to you in your journey of learning and living yoga. And so I'd love to open a dialogue with yoga students. Do your teachers talk about the Divine Feminine? Do they talk about philosophy in general in your classes? To yoga teachers, is this something that you cover in your classes? Do you talk about how yoga is so much more than just what we do on the mat? And to yoga teacher trainers, do you include information about the Divine Feminine, about Shakti, about Ma Durga, about Navaratri in your philosophy sections of your trainings? I'm just wondering how all of us as teachers and students and people on the path of yoga, how can we begin to move our emphasis away from patriarchal traditions, not only of yoga, but within our own society in general? How can we do this work through our yoga? How can we make our yoga an action of moving through to liberation for all genders? Not just teaching about the goddess, but teaching about the non-binary deities. I just wanted to also say that I am still a student. Yoga is an ancient practice, and although I've been practicing different forms of yoga for most of my life, I'm always going to be a student of yoga. It's an endless journey of learning. So I'd love to hear from you. If you have resources or teachers that have really made an impact in your life, please comment. And if any of these lessons have helped you or taught you something new, I would love it if you would share them and pass along the message of the Divine Feminine and how she is within us all. So to that end, happy Navaratri, Jai Ma.
Kali